At our anniversary dinner, she threw my handmade gift in the trash. It looks like barnwood. It doesn't match my aesthetic. I didn't argue. Days later, I sold it for $12,500. Now she's begging for money. I sent her the most savage response of my life. Hey, Reddit. I spent 3 months building something for the woman I loved. She threw it in the trash in front of 8 people. Turns out that trash was worth more than her car. But that's not even the best part. My name's Marcus. I'm 35. I make wooden art that happens to be functional. Display pieces, custom cabinets, stuff that takes actual skill. I work out of a 600 square foot workshop out back. On a good year, I clear maybe 50 grand. This year turned out different. Real different. 6 years ago, I was pulling 85,000 as a project manager. Soul-crushing work. Woke up one morning at 29, looked at my boss, 45, divorced twice, popping antacids like Tic Tacs, and realized that was my future. Quit that week. Taught myself woodworking through YouTube. Best decision I ever made. Been with Vanessa for 2.5 years. She's 33, senior agent at Meridian Luxury Properties. Pulls 120 to 140,000. Drives a BMW she can barely afford. Makes sure everyone knows she's the breadwinner. The comments started subtle around month 6. When are you going back to real work? At her company holiday party. My friends ask what you do, and I never know what to say. Over brunch. Must be nice to play with wood all day, while some of us have actual jobs during an argument about splitting rent. I let it slide because when things were good, they were really good. And because deep down, part of me thought she had a point about the money thing. Back in January, she asked me to build something for her designer bag collection. She's got maybe 8 expensive bags. Chanel, Gucci, whatever. Just sitting in her closet on the floor or stuffed on shelves. Like a display thing, you know? Make it nice, though. Not rustic or whatever. I spent 3 months on it. 80 hours spread across weekends and late nights between paid commissions. Walnut and brass inlay. Hidden LED strips I wired myself from a tutorial I watched 6 times. French cleat mounting system so it'd hang flush and secure. The thing could hold 12 bags easy, and it was museum quality work. Cost me $800 in materials alone. Didn't charge her because it was a gift. Because I loved her. Because maybe this would make her see what I did differently. Vanessa complained about the brass inlay constantly while I worked on it. Said the filing dust got everywhere. Made her allergic. I'd spent 4 sessions just on that pattern. Geometric, precise. Took forever to get the fit right. She saw me working on it enough times to recognize it anywhere. Last 3 months, something shifted. Comments got sharper. Maybe you should get a real job again became, I'm embarrassed when people ask what you do. Started introducing me as her boyfriend, without mentioning what I did at all. Red flags I ignored because I'm an idiot. Last night she hosted a dinner party. April 15th. The date everything ended. 8 people from her office. 3 couples, her friend Jessica, and Jessica's boyfriend who works in tech and won't shut up about it. Vanessa wanted to show off. New appetizer recipes, the good wine, candles everywhere. I brought out the gift after dinner. Everyone was in the living room, wine drunk, laughing about some story from their office. I'd wrapped it in brown paper, carried it out feeling good, feeling like maybe this was it, the thing that changed how she saw my work. She pulled off the paper in front of everyone. 5 seconds of silence. Babe, where's the actual gift? I explained it was what she asked for. Custom made. 3 months of work. She looked at Jessica. He made me a shelf. Jessica tried to help. It's sweet, though. Very craftsman style. Vanessa had 3 glasses of wine in her. I can't put this in my closet. It doesn't match anything. It looks like something from a barn. One of the guys laughed, caught himself, looked at his drink. Vanessa stood up, picked up the piece. It weighed 55, 60 pounds easy, and walked through the kitchen. I heard the garage door open, heard her set it down next to the trash bins with the recycling and old paint cans. Heard her brush her hands together. She came back smiling. Sorry, babe, I know you tried. Maybe stick to stuff for clients, though, yeah? Not for me. The room went dead quiet. I didn't react, didn't defend myself, just nodded and finished my bourbon. Helped clean up like nothing happened, laughed at someone's joke about traffic, asked if anyone needed a ride home. Everyone cleared out by 11. Vanessa posted an Instagram story of the dinner party. I was cropped out of most photos. She went to bed happy, probably texted Jessica about how awkward I made things. I sat in the garage until 2 in the morning, just me and the piece under the fluorescent shop light, running my hand over the joinery. The brass inlay that took 4 tries to get right. The LED strips I'd tested 6 different color temperatures to find the perfect warm white. Barnwood. 3 months. $800 in materials. Barn freaking wood. I didn't go back inside. Grabbed a blanket from my workshop and slept on the couch out there. Stared at the ceiling thinking about Jessica's uncomfortable laugh. About Vanessa brushing her hands together like she'd just taken out actual garbage. About 2.5 years of comments I'd ignored. I didn't know it then, but that was the last night I'd ever sleep in that house. Morning came with Vanessa humming in the kitchen, coffee brewing, NPR on low. She was in a good mood. You want brunch? She poured herself a cup, checking her phone. Jessica and I are thinking that new place on Market Street. I was at the table. Hadn't slept much. I'm good. She glanced at me. You're not still upset about last night, are you? Everyone thought it was sweet. Really? Sweet. Like I'd made a macaroni necklace. I'm not upset. I wasn't. Upset implies there's still something to save. I was past that. Into something colder. Clearer. Can I have it back? I asked. Since you don't want it. She waved her hand. Sure, it's in the garage. Do whatever. I loaded it into my truck bed. 2015 Tacoma, still owed $4,100 on it, wrapped it in moving blankets. Took my time securing it with bungee cords. Vanessa watched from the doorway for maybe 10 seconds before going back inside. Heard her FaceTime ring. Jessica's voice. Something about bottomless mimosas. She didn't ask where I was taking it. Didn't look at it again. I drove to Hendricks Gallery downtown. Small place, high-end, white walls and track lighting. I'd sold 5 pieces through them over the past 18 months. Small stuff mostly. A jewelry box that went for $400. A decorative mirror frame for $650. Patricia, the owner, took 40%, but she actually moved work. That mattered. Patricia was doing inventory when I walked in. Late 50s, former corporate art buyer, opened the gallery after her divorce. Sharp as hell. No patience for bullshit. I set the piece on her counter, unwrapped it. She went quiet. Stopped what she was doing. Put on her reading glasses and picked it up with both hands. 3 full minutes. Just examining. Running her finger along the dovetails. Testing the magnetic catches. Checking the brass inlay with her thumbnail. Opening and closing the LED compartment. Marcus. She set it down carefully. Where the hell have you been hiding this level of work? It was supposed to be a gift. Didn't work out. She picked it back up. Turned it in the light. I need to make a call. Gregory showed up 40 minutes later. He was her appraiser. 60s, retired furniture maker, knew his stuff. Spent 30 minutes going over every inch. Pulled out a jeweler's loop for the joinery. Examined the LED wiring. Tested the French cleat mounting brackets. Finally set it down. Comparable pieces sold at Rago auctions last year between $9,000 and $14,000. Regional market, I'd list this at 12. Maybe 12.5 with the right buyer. I thought I heard him wrong. 1,200? 12,000. The room tilted slightly. Patricia was nodding. I can move this. I have 3 collectors who specialize in functional art. One just sold a Nakashima cabinet. He's actively looking. She walked me through consignment terms. 60-40 split. She takes 40 for overhead and marketing. She covers insurance while it's in the gallery. Professional documentation, photographer, the works. Standard contract I'd signed before, just with bigger numbers. I signed. Tried to act like this was normal, like I expected this. Drove home with my hand shaking slightly on the steering wheel. Vanessa was at an open house. I didn't text her. Just sat in my workshop doing math on a piece of scrap paper. If it sells for $12,500, I get $7,500 after Patricia's cut. That's the truck paid off, plus a new table saw, plus actual savings for the first time since I left corporate. I stared at that number for 20 minutes. Over the next 4 days, Patricia handled everything. Professional photographer came Wednesday morning. Condition report. Provenance paperwork. Where the materials came from. Photos I'd taken during the build. My background. She was treating it like a serious piece. Because it was. Thursday afternoon, my phone buzzed. Text from Patricia with a photo attached. The piece was in the front window. Premium spot. Track lighting hitting the brass inlay perfectly. White pedestal. Small placard with my name. Clear price tag. $12,500. Her text. Front and center. Already had 2 serious inquiries. One collector coming back Saturday to see it in person. I screenshotted it. Sat there looking at it. Didn't send it to anyone. Didn't post it. Just saved it. That night, Vanessa asked why I was smiling. Nothing. Just had a good day in the shop. She went back to her phone. Something about a listing that fell through. I half listened. She had no idea that the barnwood she threw away was sitting in a gallery window downtown with a 5-figure price tag. No idea her garage garbage was about to pay off my truck and then some. Friday morning, I woke up early. Made coffee. Checked my phone. 3 missed texts from Patricia. Collector very interested. Might have offer by Monday. This is going to sell fast. I put my phone in my pocket and went to work on a commissioned bookshelf some client ordered 6 weeks ago. $800. Due in 2 weeks. The bread and butter work that actually paid bills. My phone was quiet all day. Then Friday afternoon hit, and everything exploded. Friday, 1:47 p.m. I was in the workshop cutting dados for the bookshelf commission when my phone started vibrating across the workbench, loud enough to hear over the table saw. 6 missed calls from Vanessa. 3 minutes. Then the texts started rolling in. 23 in total. I watched the notifications stack up while I finished the cut. Read through them after I powered down the saw. Started confused. Is that your shelf in the Hendricks Gallery window? Turned angry. Why is my gift being sold? Got accusatory. Did you do this to embarrass me? Ended calculated. We need to talk about this money right now. She'd walked by the gallery during lunch with a client, showing a condo 2 blocks away. Saw it in the window. Recognized the brass inlay pattern immediately. She'd watched me work on it enough times. Made enough comments about the mess it created. I didn't respond. Just went back to work on the bookshelf. Had dados to finish. 4:15 p.m. Her car pulled into the driveway. I heard it from the workshop. She didn't finish her afternoon showings. That wasn't like her. Vanessa never left money on the table. She stormed in without knocking. She never came to the workshop. Said it smelled like sawdust and made her allergies act up. What the hell is going on? I set down my router. Wiped sawdust off my hands with a rag. You didn't want it. I sold it. For $12,000? Are you kidding me right now? Stayed calm. That's what it's worth. That's what my work sells for when someone actually appreciates it. She stared at me like I'd started speaking Mandarin. Mouth open, brain visibly trying to catch up. Pull it from the gallery. I want it back. Can't. It's sold on consignment. Contracts signed. I'm not pulling it. She shifted. I could see the gears turning. The real estate negotiation training kicking in. Okay. Softer voice now. Reasonable. Okay, I messed up. I was stressed that night. I had 3 glasses of wine. I wasn't thinking. You threw it next to the trash and called it barnwood in front of 8 people. I said I'm sorry. Back to loud. Pull it back and we'll put it in the bedroom. I'll clear a whole wall for it. You don't want the shelf, Vanessa. You want the money. 5 seconds of silence. We've been together over 2 years. That's basically common law. So yeah, we split it. That's how this works. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. First time I'd laughed in this entire conversation. You threw away my best work because it didn't come from Bloomingdale's. Called it garbage. Laughed about it with Jessica. Now you want half? She tried anger. You're being petty. It's one mistake. One bad night. It's not about the mistake. Then what is it about? What the mistake showed me. She switched to tears. Real ones, I think. Hard to tell with Vanessa. So you're just done? Over a shelf? Over one argument? Over the fact that you only care about it now that someone else put a price tag on it. She pulled out her phone. I'm calling Patricia. This is stolen property. You can't just... I showed her my phone. The consignment contract I'd photographed. The text thread where she'd said, it's in the garage, whatever. Her hand dropped. She left without another word. Peeled out of the driveway hard enough that the neighbors probably heard. Over the next week, 47 texts. I counted. Cycling through apologies, rationalizations, anger, guilt trips, the greatest hits. You're throwing away 2 years over your ego. I supported you when no one else believed in you. You'll regret this when you're alone. Everyone thinks you're being ridiculous. I muted her notifications. Responded once, take your time moving out. I'll be at my parents' this weekend. She moved out Saturday while I was gone. Took her stuff, left her key on the counter, took one of my good coffee mugs too, but whatever. Apparently told everyone I was having a breakdown, that I'd become obsessed with money and success, that the gallery thing went to my head. I wasn't having a breakdown. For the first time in 2 years, I was thinking clearly. Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. Patricia called while I was sketching a design for a client's bookcase. He made an offer. 12.5, cash deal, wants to close this week. I set down my pencil. Who? Richard Miller, retired tech executive from San Francisco, early 60s. Serious collector, specializes in contemporary woodwork. He's legitimate, Marcus, well known in the community. He has friends with money. What do I need to do? Nothing. I'll handle paperwork. You'll have a wire transfer by Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, the money hit. $7,500 after Patricia's cut. First thing I did was log into my bank app and pay off the Tacoma. $4,100 remaining balance. Gone. Truck was mine. Put $2,500 into savings. First time I'd had real savings since leaving corporate. Just looking at that number felt strange. Remaining $900, I took my dad out for steaks at the place downtown with the dry-aged ribeyes. He never understood the woodworking thing, but never gave me grief about it either. Just said, "You seem happier," when I quit my job, and left it at that. Friday afternoon, Patricia called again. "Richard wants to talk to you about a commission. Bigger piece. Are you interested?" "Yeah, absolutely. I'll give him your number." Monday, we had a call. Richard's voice was calm, measured. Asked good questions about wood movement, how I finish pieces, my thoughts on integrating LED lighting, without losing the natural grain visibility. He wanted a display cabinet for his late wife's pottery collection. She'd been a ceramicist. Died 2 years ago. He had 30 pieces that needed a proper home. Budget, $15,000. Timeline flexible, 4 to 6 months. We agreed on terms. $7,500 up front. $7,500 on completion. I'd send progress photos every 2 weeks. He asked for references first. I gave him Patricia, 2 former clients, and progress photos from my last 6 commissions. He checked everything. Called Patricia twice. Thursday the deposit hit my account. I stared at the number. $7,500. Just sitting there. Most money I'd ever had in my account at once. More than I used to make in 2 months at the corporate job after taxes and insurance. Started sourcing materials that afternoon. Quarter-sawn white oak for stability. Figured walnut for the decorative elements. Brass hardware from a supplier in Portland I'd been wanting to try. Meanwhile, Vanessa was unraveling. Her friend Jessica saw the sold tag Tuesday. Texted her immediately, apparently. Some message like, "OMG, did Marcus's shelf really sell?" Vanessa started calling from different numbers. I didn't answer. Blocked each one as they came in. Thursday evening, she showed up at the house. I'd changed the locks Monday morning. Called my landlord first. He said cool as long as I give him a copy. Cost me $180 from the hardware store. Dropped off his key copy that afternoon. She knocked for 5 straight minutes. I was home. Watched through the window. Didn't move. She just stood there staring at the door like it had personally betrayed her. Left after 10 minutes. Saw her sit in her car for another 5 before driving off. Friday, she found the workshop. Separate building, gate has no lock. She just walked in. I was working on commission plans, wood samples spread across my bench. Expensive stuff. The figured walnut cost $340 for 3 board feet. Is that another commission? Didn't look up. You need to leave. She saw the contract sitting there. Her eyes went to the number. $15,000. Are you serious right now? You're making $15,000 and I don't get anything? Set down my pencil. Looked at her. We're broken up. This is my career. You don't get anything because you're not part of my life anymore. She spiraled. Voice getting louder. I supported you. When you quit your real job to play with wood, who believed in you? Who? You didn't believe in me, Vanessa. You called it a hobby for 2 straight years. I made you. Nobody knew who you were until you threw my work in the trash. You don't get to take credit now that it's worth money. Tears now. The real estate agent tears. The closing deal tears. Marcus, please. We can work through this. I made a mistake, I know that, but we... Leave. She switched tactics. I'm posting about this. On Instagram. Everyone's going to know you stole my anniversary gift and sold it. Stayed calm. Do it. Post it. Tell everyone how you threw away $12,000 worth of art because it wasn't from Tiffany. See how that plays. She stood there, mouth opening and closing, then turned and walked out. Yelled from the driveway, "You're going to regret this." That weekend, I installed a new lock on the workshop. Added a Ring camera above the door. $200 total. Monday, she was texting from burner numbers again. We need to talk. I deserve an explanation. You can't just throw away 2 years. Screenshot everything. Saved it all to a folder on my laptop. Didn't respond to any of it. Tuesday, Patricia called with news. Local arts magazine wants to interview you. Feature on emerging artisans under 40. Interested? Yeah. When? 2 weeks. I'll send details. Didn't tell anyone. Especially not Vanessa. The interview was in 2 weeks. Vanessa was about to find out I wasn't just moving on. I was moving up. And she was about to lose her mind completely. Interview happened on a Tuesday afternoon. Photographer named Amy showed up first, spent 90 minutes setting up shots. Me working at the bench, close-ups of chisels and hand planes, detail shots of Richard's cabinet in progress. Reporter came an hour later. Jason, early 40s, formerly wrote for a bigger publication before going freelance. Asked actual questions instead of the usual, so you make furniture garbage. What made you leave corporate? Woke up at 32 and realized I was 3 promotions away from my boss's life. His life looked miserable. When did you know this could work financially? When I sold my first piece for $600 and realized someone valued 40 hours of my time more than my employer valued 40 hours per week for a year. He asked about process. I walked him through design, wood selection, joinery techniques, finishing. He took notes, asked follow-ups, actually listened. Any pieces you're particularly proud of? Mentioned the shelf. Carefully. Made something for someone close to me. Didn't work out. Ended up being the piece that launched everything else. Can we use that story? Yeah. Just don't name names. Article dropped 3 weeks later. I'd honestly forgotten about it. Too busy working on Richard's commission, managing 2 smaller jobs on the side. Wednesday morning, my phone exploded. Opened the magazine's website. 2-page spread. Title: From Spreadsheets to Sawdust, How One Local Artisan Quit Corporate and Built a 6-Figure Career. Wasn't making 6 figures yet, but the article projected based on current commission rates and gallery sales. There was a pull quote in large font. Sometimes the people closest to us can't see our value until someone else points it out. I made a piece for someone I cared about. They called it barnwood and threw it away. That piece sold for 5 figures and changed everything. My website crashed by noon. Hosting plan couldn't handle the traffic. 43 commission inquiries in my inbox by end of day. People wanting custom cabinets, display cases, decorative pieces. Budget ranges from $2,000 to $18,000. Thursday morning, 3 emails from galleries. Denver, Portland, Scottsdale, all wanting to discuss representation. Then Thursday afternoon, Vanessa saw it. Someone tagged her in an Instagram story. Passive-aggressive as hell. Screenshot of the article with the caption, "Interesting read," and an eyes emoji. My phone lit up. 6 calls in 10 minutes. I was at the hardware store picking up sandpaper. Didn't answer. Texts came through. "We need to talk about that article. You made me look terrible. Everyone knows that quote is about me." Responded once, "I didn't name you. If people are making connections, that's on you." Friday, she went nuclear on social media. 9-slide Instagram story. Started with, "Some people change when success hits." Moved to, "Real ones know who was there before the fame." Ended with old photos of us together. Captions like, "Before the clout" and "When things were real." Posted a longer caption on her main feed. "So proud to see someone I supported for years finally getting recognition. Always believed in his talent even when he doubted himself. Growth is beautiful to watch." Her friends started unfollowing me. One sent a message. "Vanessa's really hurt, man. Vanessa's. She supported you for years and you're dragging her publicly?" Didn't respond. Wednesday, Patricia called me. Angry. "Did your ex somehow get my personal cell number? What happened?" She called me. Tried to claim partial ownership of the piece that sold. Said she contributed to the design process and deserves compensation. What did you tell her? That I have signed contracts, payment records, and screenshots of her calling it garbage. Told her not to contact this gallery again, or I'd pursue legal action. Meanwhile, Richard flew in Friday to see his completed commission. Brought his daughter with him. Spent an hour examining every joint, every detail, running his hands over the finish. Got emotional looking at it. Said his wife would have loved it. Paid the remaining $7,500 on the spot. Then asked about 2 more pieces. Smaller scale. $10,000 each. I was now booked solid for 8 months. Raised my rates 20%. Started turning down work that didn't interest me. Vanessa was melting down on Instagram, and I felt absolutely nothing about it. Not satisfaction, not guilt, just relief. July rolled around. 3 months of silence from Vanessa. I met Lily. She owned Bloom and Barrel, a flower shop 2 blocks from Patricia's gallery. Small storefront, lots of natural light, always smelled like eucalyptus and roses. Tuesday afternoon, Patricia texted me. "There's a florist here who's been staring at your cabinet piece for 25 minutes. Might be a client. Definitely a fan." Thursday, I stopped by the shop. Dropped off my card. Figured I'd introduce myself. She was in the back doing arrangements when the door chimed. Came out with potting soil on her hands and apron. "Oh my God, you're the cabinet guy." Wiped her hands on her apron, made it worse. "I'm Lily. Sorry, I'm a complete mess right now." We talked for an hour. She asked real questions. How long I'd been woodworking. What drew me to it. What the hardest part of the process was. If I ever screwed up completely and had to start over. Zero questions about prices or what pieces sold for. I asked about flowers. She lit up, talked about seasonal work, working with blooms that only lasted days. The satisfaction of creating something beautiful that you knew would die. It teaches you not to hold on too tight. The beauty is in making it, not keeping it. Saturday, we grabbed coffee. She told me about leaving corporate marketing 3 years ago to open the shop. Her parents still asked when she was going back to real work. Like this isn't real. Like I'm not up at 4 a.m. processing shipments and doing payroll and dealing with brides who lose their minds over peonies. I told her about Vanessa, the shelf, all of it. She listened without interrupting, just nodded. When I finished, so she threw away something you spent 3 months making because it wasn't expensive enough, then lost her mind when it sold for 12 grand? That's the summary. She sounds exhausting. I laughed. First genuine one in months. We started seeing each other. Coffee dates. Lunch when schedules aligned. She'd stop by the workshop sometimes with sandwiches. Never interrupted while I worked. Just sat on the stool by the door and watched. Said it was meditative. Reminded her of her own work. 6 weeks in, I made her a flower press. Nothing fancy. 1/4-inch Baltic birch and brass bolts. Fit in her hand. She teared up when I gave it to her. No one's ever made me something before. Kept it at the shop counter, showed customers without prompting. My boyfriend made this. Not, look how much it's worth. Just someone made this for me. 8 weeks in, mutual friend posted a photo of us at the farmer's market on Instagram. I was carrying her flowers. She was laughing at something I'd said. Vanessa saw it. Still checking my tagged photos, apparently. Sunday morning, Vanessa showed up at Bloom & Barrel. Lily told me about it that night. Said this woman came in, asked about arrangement pricing, seemed normal at first. Then, actually, I wanted to meet you. I'm Marcus's ex-girlfriend. Lily stayed professional. Oh, he's mentioned you. I'm sorry things didn't work out. Vanessa leaned on the counter. Things are fine, actually. We're talking again. He just needs time to process everything. The breakup was really hard on him. Lily kept her voice even. That's not what he told me. But good luck with that. Vanessa's smile went tight. He does this. Dates people when we're on breaks. Just thought you should know you're temporary. A distraction. If that's true, he'd probably tell me himself. Now, did you want flowers or... Vanessa left without buying anything. Within an hour, old photo of us on her Instagram. Caption, some people are forever, some are just passing through. Time always tells. Lily's friend saw it. Sent it to her. She showed me that night at my place. So your ex stopped by the shop. My chest tightened. What did she say? Lily told me everything. Showed me the post. I started apologizing. She cut me off. Dude, she's clearly going through something. It's fine. Want me to block her on the shop's Instagram? I appreciated that she didn't make it dramatic. Just acknowledged it and moved on. 4 months after the breakup, I got an email through my website contact form. Larson Development Group. Subject line, Commission Inquiry, the Halstead Hotel Project. They were developing a boutique hotel downtown. Opening in 8 months. Needed custom millwork for the lobby. Reception desk, display shelving, decorative wall panels. Budget, $45,000. I read that number 3 times. Took the meeting. 3 people from Larson showed up at my workshop. Project manager named Derek, mid-40s, former contractor. 2 executives in suits who didn't say much. They'd seen my work at Patricia's Gallery and Slate Modern. Read the magazine article. We want statement pieces, Derek said. Something that feels local, crafted, permanent, not IKEA corporate garbage. I showed them drawings, material samples, timeline projections, 8 weeks for design and fabrication, 2 weeks for installation. They loved it. Contract signed within a week. $22,500 deposit hit my account Thursday. Friday afternoon, local design blog picked it up. Local artisan Marcus Reeves lands major commission for downtown's new boutique hotel. Didn't think much of it. Just started working. Ordered materials. White oak from a supplier in North Carolina. Brass fixtures from Portland. Started building. Week 2, my phone rang. Unknown number. Hi Marcus, this is Vanessa Chen from Meridian Properties. I'm the client liaison for the Halstead project. My brain stopped processing. I'm sorry, what? I'm calling from Meridian. We're managing client relations for Larson Development on the Halstead. I saw your name on the vendor list. Pause. Small world, right? Turned out Larson partnered with Meridian Properties for the project. They were handling sales for the residential units above the hotel. Vanessa got stuck on vendor management rotation that month. Tried to pass it off. Her boss said no. Her numbers were tanking. She was on thin ice. Universe has a sick sense of humor. So I'll need weekly progress reports from you, she continued. Professional voice, strained. Material receipts, photos for the client portal, standard vendor management stuff. Super professional. I could hear the barely controlled panic underneath. Vanessa, it's Miss Chen for Project Communications. I'll send you the reporting templates this afternoon. She hung up. I sat there for 10 minutes. Called Lily. You're not going to believe this. Over the next 3 months, Vanessa had to professionally facilitate my biggest success. Weekly check-in calls. Required by Larson contract. She had to review my progress photos, forward them to clients with professional commentary. She had to attend site meetings when I was installing. She had to introduce me to potential investors touring the property. And she couldn't say a single unprofessional thing or she'd lose her job. Week 4, first site meeting. Derek, 2 Larson executives, and Vanessa. I showed up with installation plans. Vanessa wouldn't make eye contact. Marcus is handling our custom lobby millwork, she said to the executives. Voice flat. Marcus, this is the Larson team. Professional handshakes. Polite smiles. We toured the space, discussed timeline, installation logistics. One executive examined my material samples. We're really excited about this. The samples were impressive. Vanessa, through her teeth, yes. Marcus is very talented. Week 8, Larson brought potential investors through. Vanessa gave the tour. Custom millwork throughout the lobby by a local artisan. One-of-a-kind pieces. Really elevates the space above standard hotel design. Investor pulled up his phone. Who's the artisan? Marcus Reeves. He's gotten quite a bit of press locally. The investor found the magazine article right there. Oh, this is the Barnwood guy. I read this. Great story. Vanessa's smile looked painful. Yes, that one. Week 12, installation week. I was on site daily with my crew. Reception desk went in first. 8 feet long, waterfall edge, walnut and brass inlay that echoed the original shelf design. Derek walked through with the Larson team, Vanessa trailing behind with her tablet. This is exceptional work, Derek said, running his hand over the desk. Way better than the renderings. Executive pulled out his phone, started taking photos. We're using these in all our marketing materials. Vanessa, make sure Marcus is available for the press event at opening. She typed on her tablet. I'll coordinate that. After everyone left, she lingered. I was packing tools. It looks good. Quiet voice. Didn't look up. Thanks. I mean it. This is really good, Marcus. Stopped. Looked at her. I know. She wanted to say more. I could see it, but there was nothing left to say. She left. Week 16. Hotel opened. Major press event. Local news, design magazine photographers, the works. They interviewed me on site. This is your biggest commission to date. What's next? Gallery show in New York next month. Few private commissions lined up. Just staying busy. The article ran with a sidebar. From corporate burnout to design star, the Marcus Reeves story. Referenced the Barnwood quote again. The piece that started everything. That night, email from Vanessa. Subject, I need help. Almost deleted it. Opened it instead. Long email. Everything laid out. Connor left when he found out she was using him. Sales numbers terrible. About to lose her job. Can't afford her apartment. Too proud to downsize where people can see. Watching me succeed while she fell apart broke something in her. The hotel project was torture. Every week watching me build something massive while her life crumbled. Could I loan her $5,000? Just to get stable. She'd pay me back. I know I don't deserve your help. I know what I did. I see it clearly now. I threw away something valuable because I couldn't see past the surface. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just asking for help. Please. I read it 3 times. Thought about everything. The dinner party, Jessica's laugh, the garage, Barnwood, the Instagram posts, showing up at Lily's shop, the fake reviews, the stalking. Typed my response. Vanessa, I'm sorry you're struggling. That genuinely sucks. But no, not because I don't have it. I do. Not because I'm petty, though I won't pretend there isn't irony here, but because 3 months ago you tried to claim ownership of my work. You showed up at my girlfriend's job. You left fake reviews. You posted lies about us talking again. You didn't want help then. You wanted control. The hotel project forced you to watch me succeed. I get that it hurt, but that's not my responsibility to fix. You taught me something. Some people only see value when someone else validates it. When it has a price tag. When it's in a gallery window or a hotel lobby. You couldn't see it when it was in your garage. That's not my problem anymore. I hope you figure things out. But I'm not the person who's going to help you do it. Marcus sent it. Blocked her email. Didn't think about it again. 2 weeks later, mutual friend texted, heads up, Vanessa moved back to her parents' place in Ohio, deleted all her social media, told Lily that night, "How do you feel about it?" Thought about it. Like hearing about someone I used to know. New York gallery show happened month later. 3 pieces sold opening night. 2 commissions from collectors. Magazine interview. Patricia flew out for it. Brought Lily as a surprise. We walked the gallery together. Lily saw my work displayed next to established artists. Pieces with 5-figure price tags. "This is insane," she whispered. "You know that, right?" I grinned. "It's pretty cool." 6 months later. My workshop. Upgraded now. Bigger space. Better equipment. Lily was arranging flowers in a custom vase I'd made her. Spalted maple, natural edge. I was sketching plans for a private collector. Doctor wanted an 8-foot display case for his vintage medical instrument collection. Custom shelving, UV protective glass. Biggest thing I'd ever done. "What are you working on?" "Display case for a collector?" 8 feet tall. Walnut and glass. She grinned. "Barnwood?" I laughed. "The barniest." She kissed me. Went back to her flowers. Phone buzzed. Email from a gallery in Chicago. Wanted to discuss representation. Read it. Set the phone down. The work was enough. The right person seeing it was enough. Everything else was just noise. YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this video deserves to blow up, and it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.